Peace be with you, and also with you. Welcome to another Open the Book with Cowley Team Ministry. We're really enjoying filming these for you. We hope you're enjoying them in your schools too. First thing we've got to do is light our candle. One day this will happen, I'll strike it first time. There we go. Now, I wonder if you've ever been to a wedding. This is my wedding photo here. Now, whether it's a long way back in Jesus's time or today in our time, weddings are really, really special occasions. People work really, really hard preparing for a wedding, and they often spend quite a lot of money. There's always a great worry that something might go wrong and spoil the day. There's a wedding in our story today. And there's also a very worried man. I think you'll agree that it turns out to be a meal to remember. So let's open the book and read The Wedding Feast.
The Wedding Feast. It was a wonderful day, a wedding day, and the whole village of Cana had been invited to the wedding feast. A huge party that was going to last all week. Everyone had come to celebrate with the bride and groom and their families. Everyone had come to dance, to sing songs, to eat and to drink to their heart's content. Jesus and his friends and his mother Mary were among the guests. And they joined in with the laughing and the dancing and the singing and the feasting. And everyone was happy as the party went on and on. Well, almost everyone. The bridegroom's father was sitting in a corner with his head in his hands, talking to himself.
What am I going to do? Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh.
Jesus' mother Mary noticed him and walked over to where he sat.
What's the matter?
She asked. The worried man replied,
Look and see. Everyone's enjoying themselves. My son, his beautiful bride, all our guests, the whole village. But we've run out of wine. Oh, I don't know what to do. There's no more. It's all been drunk. All that's left is what's on the jugs on the table. When that runs out, the party will stop and it's all my fault. Everyone will know how poor we are. Everyone will know I can't afford to buy more wine and to hold such a big party. My son and his bride and our family all will be so embarrassed.
Try not to worry,
said Mary.
I see what I can do.
She walked back and sat down next to Jesus.
Son,
she whispered, nudging him in the ribs.
Never am out of wine.
My dear mother,
he said,
I don't think that's anything to do with me. My time hasn't come.
Mary gave him a look and smiled. Then she turned to the waiting servants.
Do whatever he tells you,
she said. Jesus stood up and said to them,
You see those jars over there?
The servants looked and saw the 6 huge stone jars which were normally used to hold water for washing.
Fill up those with water,
Jesus told them. So they filled them with water right to the brim, lots and lots of water, about 700 litres.
Now,
said Jesus,
draw out some of the water from the jars and take it to the master of the feast.
And he sat back down again and let them get on with it. The servants looked at one another. Had Jesus gone mad? Why would the master of the feast want to taste water? But then they remembered Mary's words, "Do whatever he tells you." So they did exactly what Jesus had said. When the master of the feast tasted the water, he gave a great big grin.
I've no idea where this has come from, but it's wonderful,
he said.
In fact, I don't think I've tasted better wine in my whole life.
The servants looked at each other.
Wine? Did he say wine? But we filled those jars with water.
They murmured to each other. The master of the feast was so amazed that he called the bridegroom's father over to him and said,
"Listen, I know you and your family have paid for this party, but this is unheard of. Usually, people bring the best wine out first, and then, when everyone's a little tipsy, they produce the cheap stuff. But you've saved the very best wine until now, and there are litres of it."
The bridegroom's father looked at Mary and at Jesus and smiled a thank you smile. Thanks to Jesus, there was no way the wine would run out. The wedding party would go on. It really was a wonderful day.
The end.
That story is a really important one because it tells us about the first miracle that Jesus ever did. Until this moment, Jesus had been working as an ordinary carpenter, just like Joseph. But Mary never forgot that Jesus was also God's son. Perhaps she thought it was time for Jesus to start his special work. Mary couldn't help the bridegroom's father, but she knew that Jesus could, and that's why she asked him. Sometimes we need to ask for help. Who should we ask to help us? Close your eyes. Think about people who can help you when you don't know what to do next. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, you can say Amen at the end with me. Dear God, this story reminds us that Jesus helped with everyday things, even something like wine at a wedding. Help us to remember that you can help us with everyday things too if we ask you. Amen.